Did you hear about the beautiful boaters? They say a rising tide lifts all beautiful boats, but an artificially rising tide actually sinks boats. It's as perfect a metaphor for late capitalism as I've ever seen. The smaller MAGA boats were sunk by the larger MAGA boats.
Yeah, that's some of the most interesting news I've heard all year. By interesting, I mean amazing. Did you hear about the lake that this happened on? Lake Travis. Lake Travis.
What? I thought it was in San Francisco for some reason.
No, so there were boaters for Trump, or whatever meetings of boats.
Yeah, but
in multiple different, multiple gatherings all around the country, in like New Jersey, Florida, all over the place. And I think this one was in Lake Travis in Texas. Lake Travis, which is like the most chud sounding
fucking name. Of course. It's Lake Travis in Texas, where it's like a contest to see how big your boat could be, how fast it could go, and if your boat's smaller than fuck you, this is Texas, bro, you gotta come prepared. You gotta have a big boat.
How many boats actually sank? Ours was
I heard it was 4, but I haven't paid attention to it. Like it's literally like just now. I just watched like 2 like hot takes on YouTube about it, but before that I hadn't my dad called me all fucked up on painkillers. Did you hear about the beautiful boaters? They're beautiful boaters.
Bad hombres, 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 bad
The quote-unquote liberal media right now is running a bunch of kind of honestly reruns of the past, and they're talking about like, oh, back like what, a year and a half ago he did this emergency visit to the hospital and nobody really talked about it, and then Trump's like tweeting about it that oh, it wasn't.
I didn't have a bunch of strokes.
I didn't have many strokes, and then everyone's like, who said
you said anything about strokes, bro?
Any strokes? Did anyone say strokes?
Yeah, I didn't have any. I didn't have those. That's not what it was.
But I'm not just
melting.
I think that started from some, I can't remember, some book that's coming from some like journalist from whatever. But I mean, they're doing the military thing they did. Yeah, like, oh, he said losers and suckers, and now they're doing the. I just saw one where they're talking about it's a Trump quote, that's like off the record where he said something about like talking about fundamentalist Christians or extremist Christians or whatever, the evangelicals, like he said, can you believe they believe this bullshit or something like that?
Oh,
it's like this
great
quote unquote, Trump quote that no one, whatever, off the record, no one has him like on recording saying it, but somebody overheard him say it or claims they did or whatever. So it's like all this stuff. I think honestly, I mean, as much as I don't want to, say like, yes, this liberal media is out to get Trump. It's like, yeah, they fucking definitely are. Like almost everyone is that's not a fucking Trumpist. You know what I mean?
Well,
like
sure.
if they're pretty much all gonna do all efforts they can, and it's gonna be some fucking bullshit, whatever, half the time. But either way, I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing. They're trying to chip away here and there. Okay, let's get military families. Okay, let's get the evangelicals. Any of them that we can. Even just the ones that are just right on the edge, you know what I mean? The ones that really don't like Trump's personality, but they've always voted Republican. But Biden's just close enough to being Republican. They're okay with it. You know what I mean? Like, they're trying to get those people, and like, it's little things like that that'll do it. Like some article about Trump just fucking, saying some shit about God or like the military or guns or any. I'm sure they'll do a guns one soon. Remember when he was saying some like weird shit, like talking about like taking people's guns and then prosecuting them later or whatever?
No, it was when he was like, he had like a Bible or some, the thing that I remember the most from the whole, like, if you were a political junkie who was also afraid of, the tide of authoritarianism, then, like, it's like, if you voted for Trump, then you didn't, like, scan the TV at all hours of the day and night like we did, right? So you didn't hear any of this shit, right? That's why it's coming out again, because it's like, wait a minute, they weren't even listening before, right? What if we do it now while they're listening, right? And it's like, fine, fair enough, like, but the one thing I remember was he like held up a Bible and then he was like, you guys love this, don't you? Like, it was just like it was so like condescending and like weird.
Y'all love this fucking Jesus shit. is, have you heard of the concept of the red mirage?
I feel like I've seen that in print and ignored it.
Okay, well, it's actually really possible playing out of the election. That somebody, I can't remember
Never mind.
who it was.
I know what it is.
Yeah, so basically, it's election night. You have all of the Republicans have voted, basically, because all of them are going to reject the vote by mail.
Right.
And so you have only a fraction of the Democrats have voted because, or what the votes will be counted anyways, and because a lot of them are going to be voting by mail, probably much larger percentage of them. So what you'll have is election night, looks like Trump's won. And
Right.
Trump might even start saying, I won, everything is beautiful. We're going to have a beautiful country. You know, Joe Biden can no longer destroy this country, blah, blah, blah. And then, and then we have, you know, a couple days later, the votes actually come in and you see, oh, looks like actually, you know, Biden won Pennsylvania and Biden won this other state or whatever.
Yep.
And then, so you have a discrepancy of, you know,
Millions and millions.
yeah, and we're talking about a huge, just kind of like a pickle. You know, we'd be in a pickle, this country, I think, at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, you have half the country or whatever, 40-ish% or whatever, saying, no, man, look, Trump won fair and square, and now all these extra, you know, illegal immigrant votes are coming in, or like, you know, just whatever, fraud votes are coming in late.
Right, yeah.
And they're trying to sway it because they don't want Trump in power anymore because he's going against the system or whatever fucking bullshit they believe at this point. And then the rest of us will be like, dude, you got to count all the votes.
Right.
Fucking obvious, you know?
Yeah, no, and it's going to be just like fucking 2000, only so much worse.
Except 2000 had no possibility of becoming, like, violent.
Well, yeah, I mean, but
You can't say the same about this one.
Oh no, I mean, well, that's the thing, right? Is that I'm starting to be of the mind now that it truly doesn't matter, because either way, right? Okay, so say Biden wins. Say Biden wins in the landslide, right? All those Trump people are just gonna fucking pick up their ball and go home. Bullshit. They're gonna fucking riot. There's gonna be fucking insane white fucking chud idiots that are very heavily armed, just fucking just straight up murdering every brown person they can find. Or say Trump wins, and then in celebration, every heavily armed white fucking middle-aged chud goes out and murders every brown person they can find. It's either way. I can't see it. I can't see that not being a consequence of the election either way.
Well, you're definitely going to have a fuck ton more protests if Trump wins. And you're definitely going to have more protests regardless of who wins. Those are not going to stop. If Biden wins, they'll wither away by the end of 2021. If Trump wins, they will grow and grow.
They'll grow and until a city's protest the size of like Portland, or like one of the places that's fucking, you know, gotten pretty hardcore, until like when the military comes and fucking straight up just kills like hundreds of people. That's when it'll stop.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
I saw a great fucking tweet that that was basically like, at any fucking time, Joe Biden could shore up the votes of every young person in this country if he was just like, yeah, you know what, I changed my mind, I'm gonna legalize weed. Or like it's like all it would take would be like one little push like that. And the tweet was like, he wouldn't even have to necessarily mean it, right? Just him saying it would be like just that little bit of hope that we need to like go out and brave the polls and do the thing and yada yada. And it's like, but the fact that they're focusing on fucking trying to get 8 Karens in fucking like Eastern Missouri or some shit. It's like what? It's like it doesn't make any sense, right? It's and I keep going back to this. I think they're trying to lose.
What the hell is talking about? I don't know what the hell is talking about. I don't know what the hell is talking about. I don't know what the hell is talking about. I don't know what the hell
These next like 2 months are just gonna be fucking everybody like with their fucking eyes all glassy, just glazed over, soul leaving their body until election day.
That certainly has been what the last 2 months have been like.
Well, sure. And it's only that part's only going to get worse because clearly Trump is melting, right? Like, dude, he like the last couple of things I've seen where I've seen him talk, it's almost like his jaw muscles are not working correctly. And it's because his body is rejecting this, right? Like it's like whatever, like when Obama got elected, there was that Onion headline that was like, black guy gets worst job in the world.
Yeah.
It's like, this is like senile old man competing for worst job in the world right now, right? And like
2 of them.
Yeah, it's 2 of them. It's 2 senile old men are competing for the job. And I don't know that much about senility, but I bet it's not very conducive to giving a shit about the outcome of a competition.
Well, I think there's kind of two philosophies emerging right now. I've seen, and just even in the past couple of weeks, I've kind of seen this. There's this call for a people's party.
Yeah, good.
And then there's this, and then in the past, 4 years or so, you've seen the, Justice Democrat movement, which is kind of the opposite idea as far as approach of like trying to get leftist politicians in power. It's you either infiltrate the Democratic Party or you create a new party that has enough popular people in it to sustain and actually, win some elections.
Yeah,
but I honestly, both ways have big flaws. Flaws, and you can't really say one's better than the other because you have to overcome one of those big flaws before you can have really any major effects. That's my opinion on it.
Yeah, well, I'm of the Christman school about this. I think that the Republican Party as it is right now will descend further and further into like being like the QAnon party, right? They're just going to get crazier and crazier because the people that are Trump or die, they're fucking dead, right? And then the current corporate Democrats will become Republicans, and then there will have to be something to fill that space where all the rest of us live, right? Like it's literally like it'd be like if Bernie was like, hey, you know what? Fuck it. I think that if I ran as if it was literally like whatever, if I invented a party and then we got it on all the ballots, right? Then you guys would all vote for it, right? And the answer would be a resounding yes from millions and millions and millions of people, right? So it's only a matter of time before that happens because we're a young population that is aging very quickly, right? I feel like I'm 100 years old.
Did you hear about Eric Burdon responding to Trump using the Animals' House of the Rising Sun at one of his rallies?
No.
But he tweeted out, oh wait, hang on, let me pull up the exact quote because it's pretty good. Well, I have to hold up here. He says, a tale of sin and misery set in a brothel suits him so perfectly.